What initially attracted me was the opportunity to be able to work after school hours as a teacher so that I could be able to maintain my day job, but also have the opportunity to impact students also in the evening. And the experience has overmet my expectations, actually, having everything laid out nicely for us, and also for having the communication opportunity with the Zinkerz personnel has been bar none. The opportunity to be able to, have not only the curriculum laid out for us, but also have the spreadsheets there with all the information easily available to us has been extremely helpful. So I've worked with other online platforms, being mainly colleges that I've been a professor working with. In regards to this platform, it's very nice because everything's laid out for us very succinctly and allows us to be able to access things very quickly. I love the fact that you have the backup call, because I don't have that, or have not had that with another company before, that I've been able to use a backup call in case something happened with the original call in the classroom. So that's been very beneficial. I've also dealt with other situations with being able to communicate with students myself. And I like the fact that Zinkerz takes care of that part for me, that I don't have to necessarily do the one-on-one, and it kind of keeps my anonymity a little bit, but also allows me to be able to be with the student in the classroom as well. So I find that that's been different working with Zinkerz as opposed to other online platforms I've used in the past. I feel like my professional development is grown 1,000% with the SAT Digital, because having the access to all the verbal mocks and the practice sets and the slides and everything that's already been created, it has grown my knowledge by leaps and bounds of not only the digital SAT, but obviously things of the ISEE test as well, because I knew nothing really of the actual way that the assessment was going to be developed, just obviously the skills. And so that has directed me to be able to understand the test much better. So professional development wise, 100% has been added to. And then my teaching goals always is, I'm always a lifelong learner. So I always like to learn new things and be able to try and, work through, maybe grapple a little bit through it, just like the students do, but to get to the end is quite an accomplishment for me as well. So it lets me live the life as a student again. What I have found most rewarding is the opportunity to be able to not only really to learn more of the new platforms and things that I've been exposed to, but obviously I've been excited by the opportunity to work with students that I never would have come in contact with before, students in South and Central America, and also in other parts of this country too. When I'm doing the ISEE test with students and teaching them, it's given me a brand new vision to the world with students, and that students are the same everywhere, but then also a little bit different, but their needs are the same when it comes to learning, which is always satisfying. I really think that the Zinkerz materials is bar none. I've worked with other companies in which I had to create the materials myself, or I was given access to materials, but they were not materials that were extremely useful and helpful. It was more sample tests, sure, but they didn't have the backup material like the resources that Zinkerz has to be able to really teach the student. The practice slides, the practice materials, the informative information that comes in the slides to then have the samples in those to be able to then lead to the practice sets is very helpful. And I 100% think that the resources here are helpful not only to the student, but also to the teacher, in that they also break it down very nicely with the instructions every time. It's nicely laid out so that the student is knowing what to do. The student knows what to do. The teacher knows what to do. And then through the spreadsheet, especially, we're able to come together and see that progress that's been made throughout the time. And also, I really enjoy at the top of the screen where it shows us the areas in which they struggle and challenge, so then that we can focus on practice sets to deal with those things as well. I've had a few actually. One was a student who was very unsure of himself with grammar and with the other parts of the verbal section, words and context mainly, but grammar as well. And he took the test recently and scored much higher than he had previously scored on the verbal. So that was very wonderful to hear, obviously, because that shows that the efforts that we've been putting in have definitely been paying off. I also have, not only the feedback from the students with regards to the classroom setting, but also their feedback with me and how they're enjoying that opportunity to learn from someone that they can connect with, but someone that also represents Zinkerz in a way that's going to promote what Zinkerz really, I think the mission is, and that's to allow 100% student success in the way that students can be able to shine and be able to grow within the program.